Do you know what this year needs? Crash Bandicoot. Well, I don't see how things get any better.
And the plot thickens!
Yo, alright lads, Dan here, welcome back to a brand new video, and how about those Crash Bandicoot games, huh? Yeah, there's two on the horizon. One of them is a mobile game, Crash on the Run, which looks pretty decent for a mobile game, if I'm honest. But the other one, oh boy! Yep, Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. That title couldn't be any more correct. I made a DJB chat episode when this was, still a leak, and I think it's safe to say
I'm an oracle.
I am an oracle. I predicted everything that was going to happen, and bar a couple of things in that video. So go watch that if you haven't already. It's back when it was still a leak, so take everything with a grain of salt and know that I'm probably going to be 100% wrong about some things, but whatever. Let's not dawdle on that though. Over the next 3 videos, I'm going to be talking about the original Crash PS1 trilogy. I would do this a bit, closer up to Crash 4's release, as kind of like a Countdown 2 or Road 2 kind of series, but I may or may not have run out of video ideas. So we're going to do it now, and yeah, so over the next 3 videos, we're going to be talking about Crash 1, Crash 2, and Crash 3. Yeah, that. We're not going to talk about CTR yet. I might do that a bit closer up to the time, and I'm not going to be talking about any of the post-Naughty Dog games either. Let's stop dawdling and jump straight in, shall we? So, to start things off, let's head back to 1996 with a small company of creators known as Naughty Dog. Of course, famous at the time for such classics we all know and love today, such as, Keith the Thief, Way of the Warrior? No, Math Jam? The team at Naughty Dog had an idea, a vision, if you will, of a platformer that has the linear progression of a standard 2D platformer, but the camera is behind the main character as if it was to show you the journey from their own perspective. And what codename did they decide to give their masterpiece? What name would echo through the ages?
The Sonic's Arse game.
I wish I was joking. How do you think the meeting to decide that name went? Alright lads, we need to come up with a code name for our game so we can pitch it to Sony next week. Pitch it to Sony, my ass. What was that, Chris? Oh, Sonic's arse. Perfect! But hedgehog cavities aside, let's get into the actual game, shall we? Yeah, let's go, mother wumpers! I'm sorry, I'll never say that again. The story of this game is simple. It's about a stupid shirtless bandicoot who was created by this bloke over here, Dr. Neo Cortex, to be part of his mutant animal army. After escaping Cortex by jumping out of the castle window... Uh-oh! Cortex tries to lure him back by capturing his disturbingly curvy for a cartoon game girlfriend Torna, who just sort of stands there. She does that a lot in this game. She's very good at it. This leads to a big ol' adventure spanning the 3 Whumpa Islands with many different types of levels between them as you make your way through many perilous traps to get back to Castle Cortex, rescue Torna even though she clearly doesn't need it as she's always there to greet you at the end of the bonus stages. Hello! And beat the mad scientist before he corrupts nature and takes over the world. See? Simple. But what about the gameplay for the little orange belly button? It's okay. Whilst obviously being revolutionary for the time, yeah, nowadays you can tell just how dated it is. I mean, Crash is a bit of a heavy twazzock, and it's very easy to tell. I mean, during the 2D sections, or times when you're running away from the screen, but there isn't any major platforming, it's fine, it's bearable. But as soon as platforming between 2 small,
things
gets involved, or you have to run towards the camera to do a bit of backtracking because you missed a couple of boxes in a level or something. No! Your main objective throughout the stage is to get from point A to point B whilst avoiding pitfalls and killing enemies by spinning on them or jumping on them, etc, etc. But you don't just want to do that. That'd be way too easy. Don't you know what else you can do in these stages? Break every single box on your way to the exit. They don't call them Crash for nothing, matey. There are many different types of boxes you'll end up running into. There are the standard ones you'll find, nothing particularly special about them. There's these cage crates, which you can bounce on 10 times to get some Wumpa fruits. It's a little annoying, they take a while to destroy, but you can just spin into them, it's all well and good. There are these bouncy crates that spring you upwards, and there are these special crates which summon Aku Aku, a floating mask, which gives you 2 extra hit points or full invulnerability if you find 3 of them. What have I got? If you can smash all the boxes in each level, you'll get a gem at the end, and if not, the game won't half let you know. Oh yeah, great, you got to the end of the level, well done you. But you've missed 3 boxes, you're worse than Hitler! I wouldn't mind, but the PS1 release of this game, you can break all the boxes, but if you die once while doing so, you're not having it. The gem isn't yours, it just boots you back to the map after finishing the level, and you need to do it all over again without screwing up. Now that's probably one of my biggest complaints about this game, but they did fix it in Crash 2 onwards, so I guess it's not particularly that bad. As for the different kinds of stages you'll run into, some of them include jungles, rivers, I mean just watch out for these plants otherwise you'll... huge gates, ruins, factories, and of course, the castle exterior. Looking at you, Slippery Climb!
Piss off and die.
And also, in the beginning of these hog riding stages, you could tell that Crash has been away from his girlfriend for a bit too long, because judging by the eyebrow movements, he gets a pretty bad case of the horn, and takes it upon himself to ride the first pig he sees. Help me. But what about the boss fights? I mean, this game has 6 in total, each different in their own unique ways, so, let's talk about some of them. Papu Papu is absolutely pathetic. He's the easiest boss who never changes his attack patterns and goes down too quickly. Think I'm being a bit too harsh? Here's the full fight. Why do you exist? Ripperoo, who sounds like a Victorian serial killer, is a tricky bugger. He's all about timing, with you needing to jump on these big TNT crates at just the right time, so he'll jump into the explosion. I mean, it's a decent enough fight, it's got a nice bit of challenge. Koala Kong is simple enough, you just need to dodge his rocks he throws at you, then spin back the bigger ones to kill him. You're not impressing anyone with your tiny legs, bugger off! Pinstripe, like Papu, is pretty pathetic, which is very disappointing, seeing as he has a Tommy gun! You just need to duck behind the chairs to avoid the bullets and spin him when his gun jams. Easy peasy. The fight against Dr. N. Fetus has 2 phases. One involves him throwing some floppy green sacks at you, which you need to jump on to damage him. Somehow. And the others involves him turning into the Incredible Hulk and doing a Donkey Kong Arcade Hammer impression. Now, for a final boss, Cortex is surprisingly easy. You just avoid all of his lasers and spin back the green ones. It tests all your moves pretty well. It's decent when it comes to timing, but yeah, it's just too easy if I'm honest. You can actually skip the final boss altogether by collecting all of the gems in the levels, but it's a bit of a strenuous task to say the least. It essentially involves perfecting every single level. They fix this in every game moving forward, and in the N.Sane remake, it's all well and good, but in the original, it's so much easier to actually just do the final boss than just perfect every single level for the sake of not having to fight Cortex and getting a slightly different ending. But, I mean, either way, this game is still absolutely brilliant, and I go back to it to do a nice little playthrough to this day, even if it means going to the PS1 version of this game, but even though the N.Sane Trilogy version is
10 times better
and 10 times easier, yeah, if you want a bit more of a challenge, you can go to that one. The control style is simple yet effective. Well, you literally just need to move, jump, and attack. The characters are memorable. The music is to die for. In fact, it's so great and memorable, it makes me visibly go. So yeah, that was Crash Bandicoot 1 on, well, the PS1. And I love this game. It's a brilliant game. I highly recommend you go play it if you haven't already.
Somehow.
But if you do, play the N.Sane Trilogy version, because it's just the better version. Every aspect of it is just so much better. They used this game to learn from their mistakes and make it better. And in fact, they did make it better, which is what we're going to be covering within the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. But yeah, that's all I've got left for today, so I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the near future. Next week, we're going to be checking out Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, so look forward to that. That's it. So, Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video of mine. Take care.